Hello, lovely people. Today we are going to have the Queen's edition of the show. Welcome to MC Babbage's show. And today we are going to talk about the common mistakes people do in relationships. Today he's not here, so I'm going to take it over. Stay glued to your seat. We're going to have fun. So I have some lovely ladies here. I'd like them to introduce themselves. Sweetheart, what's your name?
Hey guys, my name is Yolanda.
And you, my dear.
Hi guys, I'm shonasauce.
Okay, so then we are going to delve right in. So enjoy the show, my dear. So basically, there's a lot of controversies with mistakes people do in relationships. Some people don't see some mistakes they do. They think it's normal. Others to get affected by it. So then I want us to go through a few questions, and then you can give me your responses. So I want to ask, how does lack of adequate communication affect your relationship in your perspective, my dear? You can give us your opinion.
Okay, I think ineffective communication in a relationship causes conflicts and it leads to defensiveness in a relationship and thus worsen the relationship because you end up thinking for someone because you can't talk to the person, like you don't know what the other person is thinking.
Okay, that's true. My dear, what about you too?
I think I agree with what she said.
Okay. In your own way.
No, I just...
Okay, so I want to know your opinion on how being judgmental affects your relationship. Does it really affect your relationship in any way?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Because people, like judging someone, people won't be able to say out what they're going through or say out their problems to you because they feel like when they say it, you're going to judge them.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes people are judgmental because of experiences they've been through. Sometimes they bring a wall up. They don't want to be taken by surprise. So it's not they being judgmental.
And it means you didn't forgive me.
No, it's not about forgiveness.
Yeah.
It's just about the person taking precaution. You understand? Yes, because sometimes you see these signs and then like you are laid back.
I personally don't think point of red flags and forgiveness and all that can fit in with being judgmental.
Okay.
Being judgmental generally means someone is what can I say? Is being defensive towards your opinion or whatever that you're doing. So the moment someone becomes judgmental, it brings problems in a relationship. Why? Because the moment you accepted someone to be in a relationship with you, it meant that you are going to accept whatever they bring to the table, whatever they come with, whoever they are. It doesn't necessarily mean that you can't oppose whatever that they say, but it means that some of those things you just don't need to think about yourself. You need to consider that you're not the only person that is in a relationship. You're in a relationship with someone else. So you also need to consider what someone is thinking or whatever they're doing, then just judge them. So it means being judgmental literally and totally affects a relationship.
Because when someone, how can your partner judge you? Because it means they don't love you as who you are, like they don't love you that way. Yes.
But judgment and love, I don't, like you say, it doesn't, no, someone being judgmental, it doesn't necessarily mean that they don't love you.
Okay. And
some people, they are created in such a way that they just think whatever they are thinking is correct. So it doesn't mean that they don't love you. It's a problem with them and they need to solve it. They need to deal with that. Not that they don't necessarily love you.
Yeah, so sometimes that's what I'm saying. Sometimes it's not about being judgmental. I might see that being judgmental, but he doesn't think so. Because maybe it's just a precautionary thing, or maybe he's just pointing out certain things to you. And some people, the moment you point out their weaknesses, they don't want to accept it. They think you are being judgmental, yes. But I'm with you, irrespective of your past. And then I point out this and this and this. I don't want you to go back to that situation. If I always keep having to repeat the same thing over and over again, then you might think that I'm being judgy or I'm not understanding or communicating. But then that might not be the issue. So then, can we go to? So I want to also ask, how readily are you able to forgive in your relationship? Like how readily are you able to apologize? Like if there's a situation where you always want a man to apologize, or you as a woman, you can take the lead and also
You're wrong, you
apologize.
have to apologize.
If you're wrong, you have to apologize.
Yes.
What about sometimes to bring peace, you just apologize, you just sacrifice and apologize?
But that's not good.
I feel like
Because you can't do it all for the sake that you want to bring peace,
Yeah.
but it's still hurting you.
Okay.
Yes.
If you have a fight in your relationship, do you always want the man to be the one to apologize? Sometimes the woman, you can apologize to bring peace.
Yeah.
Yes. Because maybe
If I'm
he's-
not wrong.
Okay. No, it shouldn't always that. Sometimes you have to take the step. But maybe he's not getting your concept as it is.
I personally feel like everyone has pride,
Okay.
right? But men, it looks like men's pride is like way above
That's all.
ours. So sometimes you know, if a situation is affecting your relationship and he's the problem, and you're not going to approach him and talk to him about it,
Yeah.
he's not going to do it.
Yeah.
You need to swallow your pride as a woman and go and talk to him, because men are just like that.
But then we can't keep pampering them, but men are just like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I get it, but some of them, the fact that they don't talk,
Yeah.
and you know what, it looks like we are the most affected by these
Okay.
things.
Yeah.
You know, women, we are very emotional compared to men. So since we are the ones that are more affected, I feel like sometimes, like I will tell you what I would do in my own relationship.
Yeah.
If my boyfriend, I know that, okay, a man has more pride than I do, and then me and my boyfriend fight, and he probably did something, and he's definitely just not going to apologize there and there. Like, it's just like that.
Okay.
They are not going to apologize there and there. And I feel like, okay, this is affecting me too much, and he's not talking about it. I'm really going to attack him.
Okay.
Approach him, yes, and talk to him about it, because I'm the one who's too emotional here, so I really get affected. So I need to talk about it. I'm going to approach my boyfriend and we are going to talk about this.
Okay. So should it always be the case because the man is prideful? No, sometimes you have to cut the woman a slack, because sometimes the woman is going through stuff, and then you have to be her man and be there for her. You get
Because forgiveness, I think forgiving each other, it's a skill, like it's a process, like of bringing out negative emotions, and it brings bond between both of you. So sometimes, okay, I understand that, but I can't just forgive you for the sake of peace.
Okay.
Right? Because if it's someone like me, I swear, it should take like 3 months.
Is it serious?
It's to be still affecting me, and it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
but
And I'm
sometimes
going to, that's when you see some people end up cheating because
Okay.
you didn't forgive the person, like from deep down of your
Okay.
heart. Yeah. You just did for the sake of saying, okay, we just want to move on, and no.
Oh, but then that doesn't give you the license to want to cheat. Then you are going wrong because you are seeking comfort
So
somewhere
then
else.
walk away.
Yes.
Yes.
do you just walk away from
Yes,
a relationship?
you don't just
I don't
walk
think
away.
so. You don't just walk away.
But how can you
That's where it comes. That's where it comes in the fact where you really need to communicate. Like you brought out the point that inadequate communication will affect your relationship.
Yeah.
So if you find that the person is not acting upon what you want, you need to communicate with this person and ask them. So don't they think? In fact, you don't even need to ask them like if they don't think that they had to ask to apologize. Him, if he reasons after, if he reasons,
Okay.
if he reasons enough,
Okay.
he's going to apologize. It doesn't mean that you went to ask him to apologize,
Yes.
but you just needed to communicate what's wrong, and this person had to apologize.
Okay. Mande, you had something to say. You okay? Okay, so then I also want to give another scenario. You see, like we are talking about cheating in a relationship. That has also made people a bit more judgy, like a bit more possessive. You understand, when it comes to a relationship. Because sometimes when someone cheats, like it breaks the trust.
Yes.
So then the other party tends to be a bit more possessive and jealous. even when he sees you with somebody else, that feeling is like at the back of his mind that you might never know. Maybe it's something's gonna happen again. You get it? So then it makes the person very possessive and then also very jealous. So how do you deal with somebody who is jealous and possessive in a relationship?
It's tricky because someone doesn't just like from nowhere and become over possessive. It means like there's a root. Something happened before. Okay, if that's the case, then I'll be like, okay, fine. It's okay. I'll understand. I'll be like, okay, it's my fault. I'm the because people, they don't just like have lack of trust. It means something happened and this is why. So I'll understand. But there are other people who are just over possessive. Like they're just like that. Like I feel like the person is controlling me. Yes. And it's not good for a relationship. Yeah.
So then how would you deal with this, my dear?
Here's what I think. I personally am a Christian. So I believe like jealousy is not a fruit of the spirit. So the moment I become jealous, I'm affecting myself, my spirit, and I'm affecting my relationship. With whoever I'm in a relationship with, like even if it's just friends, jealous affects everything. So to me, jealousy is a red flag. The moment someone is just like that, then like the moment we're dating and stuff and you are like that, it's a red flag and I'm definitely not going to be with you.
But do you know, like jealousy is something that you can't run out. Sometimes you don't want to be like you don't want to be jealous, but I don't know, like when you're in a relationship with someone, it's just something I don't know, it's just something.
I feel like that one is not jealousy. When you are in a relationship with someone, that person is in a relationship with you. You guys have something that you agree on, right? The moment someone just starts being a parallel from what you have in your relationship, that one, it's just you feeling that. I'm not saying like a man is your possession or it's your property, but then you just feeling that okay, this is my thing and it's diverting. So I don't feel like it's jealousy. You have the right to feel that way because you are in a relationship with that person. But when it comes to jealousy, it means this person literally says, I don't want to see you with this guy. I don't want to see you doing this thing with this. Or if you do this, this is going to affect me. Or your hairstyle does this to me. Or your nails, why are you getting your nails? Exactly.
That's controlling you.
Exactly. So that person, that's a red flag. You're not going to live with someone who's going to do that to you.
Yes, because it means you can't even. There are some people that do like, if you are not with me, you don't go to club.
Anywhere.
You should always be with me. Yes, you don't have to post your friends. You don't have to. That person is just
too much
over possessive.
So you get it. So that one, it's a red flag. You don't want to end up with someone like that, building a family with someone who's like that. So what are you doing in the first place with someone who's like that?
Maybe it was a circumstance.
Those people that they just have. You just have to find someone who is like that.
That's a red flag.
No, sometimes the person is like that because of a circumstance. Maybe something happened.
That's why I said if that's the case, okay, fine. I understand.
So you have to help him through the process.
Yeah, that one I understand. Maybe he's not trusting me because I did something. I'm like, okay, it's fine. But there are just some people who are just like that. Yes, they're just like that. Yes.
People
from day one. Okay, maybe the first days they are sweet and whatnot. And then after a month, then you realize that this person is and you can't stay with that person. It's better just.
Oh, but I don't think anybody comes out of the blue to be jealous or possessive.
Really?
She mentioned it. She said
I was once in a relationship with someone like that. Yes. I'm sorry, but
you can
to
just
say this, but
worry.
Nigerians, most of them are like that.
Oh, Niger.
Okay, I'm sorry. Not all of you.
Not all. What she's doing.
Yes.
I feel like
I also have my friends who have been dating Nigerians and they also say the same thing. That. Most of them, like, he will give you everything you want, but you have to be always indoors. Not because you did something or what, like they just
they are naturally like that. Like they want to add something. You have any Nigerian stories?
Of course, I can share a lot because I've heard a lot. But I just don't want to be. I just don't want to bring out this
Why can't I just give us a scenario? Not to mention it.
Oh, you want? No, I'm still not going to do this.
Some people are just like that.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah,
not good.
and it's not just Nigerians.
Yeah.
I feel like some people, they're just naturally that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes, you know, with some of those things, like let's say with a long distance relationship, the issue, it's just gonna be like that. You're just gonna feel like this person is jealous and this person is over possessive. But here's the thing: there's distance involved, so that's already a barrier in a relationship, and you need to cope with that. So it means that when your person becomes over possessive and jealous, sometimes I think you need to understand why, because there's distance. The only communication you have, it's first time, WhatsApp video calls and stuff. So he feels like he doesn't know exactly what you're doing, like from 8 a.m. to like 9 p.m. So the time he gets to talk to you, you need to cooperate. And then maybe a hitch or something happens in between. Like, let's say, like I will give you an example, like what once happened to me. Because I'm in a long distance relationship. So me and my boyfriend called me and we're having fun. We're on a call, like the usual, all goofy and stuff. And then so it happens, my door, someone just walks into my room. So the problem is, how did you leave your door open? You knew like a random guy is just gonna come.
And why do you have
but then I'm like, so you think I was going to pick your call when I didn't know that?
And then he's like,
someone,
you know what, girl, I'm tired of this shit. I need my space. And then boom.
That's all. Oh my god, that was too bad.
You see? So I'm not saying like that's what happened. I'm just giving you an example. Yeah, that's a scenario. So at the end of the day, when it's a long distance relationship, it's a whole different story when it comes to jealousy and
over-possessive. Okay, there's like you said, over-possessive. There's just being possessive and being extraordinary. Like it's too much.
There's healthy possession and then there's unhealthy
it's
one.
Like a prison.
Are you sure? We're saying it's like a prison. Do you want to give us any
No, but there's sometimes where you just say like, or even someone like, this is not a relationship. Okay, it's a relationship, but
like
a girl like you can't continue or what. But some people, they do that because maybe they're after something or what, and they should be like, okay, fine, but that's not good. It's not healthy.
Okay,
yeah.
that's true. No, so with being even over possessive, I wouldn't say over possessive. You see, there's a possession to a point. Like I was saying, sometimes somebody has been through something a couple of times. Yes, like I also dated somebody before, and then it was like he was he was quite well to do. So then he had a lot of ladies coming in to take advantage of him. So the moment you come in and then he starts seeing those signs, he becomes like possessive and then like a bit controlling, because he always thinks maybe he's always busy, he wouldn't be around. So then he's going to give you everything, but then there's always that guy who's going to come in and fill in the gap for him. You understand? Yeah. So with something like that, there were experiences that led him to be like that. So then I had to step in and be the bigger person and give him the assurance that, you understand, I gave him the passcode to my phone. He knew where I was going. If I wanted to go somewhere, I could let the driver know I was going. The driver could go with me. Just to give him that security. But at a point, I had to let him know I was doing all these things so you will be safe around me. Then after. You know, they're just things that are just general, like in a relationship. Of course, people like, you know, when you're dating someone or in a relationship with someone, they're just things, you know, like when you're going somewhere, you have to tell me those guys. It doesn't mean that I'm controlling you, but I'm your partner. I have the right to know, right, who you are going with. Let's say you want to go to a club, like I have to know those kind of things. Okay, some people, they feel like the person is controlling you, but it's not like that. They're just things which are just it's just okay, like a normal. Okay, so she brought in long distance relationships. I want to have your perspective. What do you feel? How do you feel about long distance relationships? Oh, my long distance relationship failed. Oh my god, what happened? It just wasn't working. But I believe there are lots of communication. Who was the problem? So what the both problem? Of us, you know, I was once in a relationship, like someone was like, I was still in my country and the person was far. Okay. You know, like I was studying in my country. I was
another university, like before I came here, and the person would be like, okay, I need your timetable, right? I need to know. Okay, it's fine, but like it's different. Like that time, it's different from here, where maybe a lecturer will just come and be like, okay, we are having a class, and then when the person calls you and then you don't pick, the person will be like, no, it means you're with someone, what. It becomes so tiresome, honestly, and every time the person, okay, you are lying to me, even though maybe I was sleeping, and no, it was not his fault only, and me too, sometimes I'd be like, okay, then, time difference, I'll call and the person doesn't pick, I'm like, no.
I personally feel like when it's a long distance relationship, let's say for an example, with us there abroad, right? I feel like if you date someone who's also as abroad as you, they would understand what's going on with you. But someone who's in your home country,
boys, you have to start flying. Flying. That's
once the plane gets involved, people understand.
You understand the time difference
or maybe you just have to find someone like maybe you
have a busy schedule.
Yes. If you are a busy person, if you get someone who's also busy, I think you understand each other. But if you're someone who's always home 24/7 and the person is
that's crazy.
Because the time you come back, I'll be sleeping. I want to sleep. We can't talk. And tomorrow during the day when I'm up, you're not.
So makes a lot of sense.
Okay. I think basically with long distance, maturity is more important. It's about somebody having a life. So my people, you have to have a life of your own. So when your partner is not around, you can function on your own. Some people just depend too much on their partner and that becomes a burden. So you have to have a life of your own and be independent. And all that. Okay, so mostly
someone who accepts you going out with friends, because someone might be far, but when you say you want to go out with friends, you'll be like, no, like
why?
There are people like that. I'm telling
that's
you.
That's too much.
I'm telling you, there are people like that. I'm talking from experience. There are people like that. They're like, no, okay, as long as West, if you say they will be guys.
But I
so
feel
what
like
do you want me to do?
No, but I feel like okay, maybe I'm saying it because I'm in one. I feel like how we do it actually. You have to today I'm like, okay, Yolanda is my friend. Tomorrow, Eugene is my friend. Okay, tomorrow, Kuz is my friend. Tomorrow,
Babbage is always having friends.
You're always having a new friend every day. So you need to communicate, you know what, I do this with Yolanda, I do this with Tanata.
And when you go there, video call me around those people and say that.
Exactly. It makes no sense.
Because if it's a long distance relationship, you have to make me feel secure. Okay, I'm the only one.
Even when though I'm not pictures, stuff you don't need. If he's going to see a picture with me and Kuz, he's not going to be questionable.
That's what I'm saying.
But the following day, if he calls you and you are together, he's going at least, even though he's going to feel secure. At least she called me that person, so maybe there's nothing. Yes.
Okay. Okay, I think the topics are getting so interesting. We have more to come. Stay good to your seats, my people. We concluded that with a long distance relationship, the person has to be more matured in it, and the person has to have a life of his own to understand that there's always going to be busy working schedules. And I think the person has to trust you enough to know you. Like she was saying, if you know my group of friends, you should be comfortable with me going out. Because if I want to do something, my dear, it doesn't matter. I think irrespective, women are very shady if you want to be. If they want to have an affair, there's nothing you can do. You can hire a bodyguard. The person eventually find a way to go and do it. So I think it's about maturity and trust.
And they say after God fear women.
Fear women.
We can do the most. And the moment I see, and it's a legit reason to use to cheat. Finding out that someone doesn't even trust you, you can just start doing that. Because they think even if I do it, you don't trust me.
So
let me just do it anyway.
It's better for me doing it.
Because the moment your person trusts you, you feel secure. You can. You don't even have a reason to cheat. But when I see that, you think that I still do shakara. So
you just do shakara anyway.
Yes, do it anyway.
Okay, so then that's what I'm saying. So I think it's with the trust, like my dear was saying. You see, when the trust is there, when I'm doing something, I feel bad. So I wouldn't even do it in the first place. But if I know you're going to have a quarrel with me and blame me, then let me just go ahead and do it anyway. Because after all, you just blame it on me, and you wouldn't make me enjoy the relationship.
Yes.
So then that pushed someone to cheat. So these are some common mistakes that people have in like relationships. Yeah. So then, let me give you a scenario so you can share your view. You see that the other time, the guys were saying that if they find their ladies cheating, it's like a no-go area. They are just going to like walk out on a relationship, no two doubts about it. So then, with the scenario that you walk in and meet your man in bed with somebody else, how would you feel? Okay, I know you feel bad. How would you react to the situation?
That moment, for me, I won't say anything, but I just want you to see that, okay, yes, I have seen it. And then I will just walk away. Then we'll talk about it later. But I can't like go there and try. No. I don't know. But this one, like, it doesn't have a formula because you don't know. When
I know you just like you.
Yes, I had a boyfriend, so I'm Zimbabwean and my boyfriend was Cameroonian. So at that point, the guy was like, you know, this guy is like, you'll be dating this guy that everybody says, oh, he's the sauce, he's the fire and stuff. So it's like, okay, my guy, I really trusted him because I have a thing for this type of man that I feel like my trust is okay.
You're being picky. Muscles or the 6 feet or the dark.
Of course, I need a 6'5", a basketballer, drugs.
Oh my God, please, the rating just go high.
So this guy, I felt like he just deserved my trust. Like besides everyone saying, oh, he's shady, he doesn't stuff, because he was like the fire, right? So this is what happens. At one point, I go like there are like 3 hostels in my school. There's like the first one, the second one is like the other side, east, and the other one is like south. So I go to the south building. I'm with my friends, and he's texting me, "Oh babe, what's up? What's good? Where you?" and stuff like that. It's like I'm in the subway. I'll be home soon and stuff. So when I left, you know how we use e-bikes here. When I left the building, his e-bike was not there, right? But when I came back, I text. So when I was in the other building, he was saying, I'll be on my way back soon and I'll let you know. But maybe around 1. So that was like around 11, and then around 12, I like walked back to my hostel because we stayed in the same hostel. Then I see his bike downstairs, but it's 12, it's not yet 1. And then my phone is out of charge and my charger is in his room. So I go to my room, I take a shower, then I go upstairs. I knock in his room, nobody opens. I go to his roommate's girlfriend's room. Then I knock there and the roommate is there. Then I ask for the keys. Then he said, but he's there, isn't he there? Then I said, he's not there. I knocked and nobody opened. Then he was like, okay, it's cool. He just gave me the keys. It's just like my roommate's girlfriend. He gives me the keys. I go there. I get in the door. Guys.
Hallelujah.
What was your reaction that time?
Yeah.
Wait, girl. I just opened the door. Apparently, this thing of us, like when you share the room to people, you divide the room. So he sleeps this other side of the room, so you probably don't see what's stuff. So when I'm walking, I'm like, my angelic walk, 1, 2, 3,
then you walk on
what I saw.
Salabanja.
Apparently, and do you know how annoying it is? I'm not being racial, but do you know how annoying it is that someone says, "Oh, I don't like this type of girls. I don't like girls from this country," and then you find him with a girl from that country. So I walk in, and then I find him. There's a white girl in the blankets. So this is what he does. The girl covers her face, and then for him, he just covers himself. Then I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? I just picked my charger. I didn't even say anything. The only question, when I go to the door, I wanted to walk out, but I went back. And I said something very insulting. Guys, if you're so in love with this person, no matter how how they come and apologize to you. The fact that you saw him naked with somebody else.
You just can't
and it's gonna affect your relationship.
Yeah, and forever. And you know the fact that
there's instances where like it's better for you to just walk away. Yeah.
And the fact that
it depends, right? There is cheating whereby like maybe I didn't see, and maybe it's just a text message
then
you were
saw.
sending someone saying I love you, or that one. Okay, fine, we can talk about it. But
for physical cheating, that's
and do you know the problem is it kept haunting me. I kept seeing the girl, their faces. I kept seeing just them, and
that's too bad.
I couldn't.
The problem, the
anything.
moment you give people time to explain,
they're just going to find a way to lie about it.
But if with this situation, even if they lie, guys, if you are like me, when you have a pictographic memory and you keep seeing this, I want you to tell me how are you going to say it's okay to this person. It never solved, and I don't want to lie to you. I kept cursing this person. I kept cursing him because that was so hard.
But even like if you're a person who reasons well, you just go and say I'm sorry. But I don't think there's time for saying let's continue the relationship or what, because this thing is gonna affect your relationship. Because every time you try to touch me, I'll be seeing like you doing so. It depends.
What about? It's just a no.
I don't agree. It haunts me up to this day, so I don't know what I would do. I definitely won't move on, because it's just like, let me tell you, such a thing is just like it's
just
like
don't come back from that situation.
It's like let's say you lose your parent. How do you move on from that? You have the wound that I lost my mom or I lost my dad. That's the same thing. You just think because you
lost him, but he's not dead. He's just not the one.
He's just okay. I'm not saying I'm losing. I'm talking about the wound.
Okay,
the wound that you don't one from. You don't get over it.
You don't heal from. Yeah,
exactly.
Okay. So like at all. But then I believe, sometimes the women are more forgiving, the forbearing.
That's the problem.
You understand? Yes. And that has made the guys, like I say, most of the guys, maybe they see a woman cheating, like that's it. Like that's a deal breaker. Like he would never want to be with you. But most when the women see it, like you're saying, if it's just a text message, sometimes even in bed, like some of the men find a way to convince the ladies, and then ladies forgive.
But
to
do you
be
know,
with them.
I think yes, it's true, because I can give you an example. I was dating this guy, and I didn't know that the guy like had a girlfriend, right? I didn't know, right? He lied to me, like I didn't know. And then after like 2 months, that's when I realized, like I just saw a text message, and then I realized that so he was what? He was cheating. Yeah, he's dating someone. So for me, I felt like, even though that girl was the best, right? But because he lied to me, so I was like, he was cheating on me. Yeah. So
he was.
Because he lied, I didn't know.
So
and then at first I was like, okay, fine, give me the details of the girl, and then he didn't give me, and then I took it from his phone, and then I started to talk with the girl, and the girl she knew. Like that time, just like, I know my boyfriend, everything is just like that. There was a time, a lot of girls. And then, when you love someone, even after that girl telling me all those things, I was like, okay, fine. And then I went to him, I was like, you know what, we should just talk about this. And then I don't want you to see you talking to that girl. But yes, because he told me, I didn't say that at first. I was like, I don't want to choose for you, right? Because you've been with this girl for a long time, and but I want you to decide what you want. And then he said, okay, I'm choosing you. And then I was like, okay, fine. And I don't want you to see you talking with that girl or what. And then it happened the second time. He was lying to me again and lying to that girl. Yes. And then he was lying to both of us. And then one day he was like, okay, fine, let me call the girl. And he actually called the girl, like we were together, and he was like the girl would say like these people are together, and he was not wearing his t-shirt, all those kind of things. He was going to take a shot, and the girl could see all that. And then the girl called me the following day, and then she asked me like, things that are just something. So you guys, do you sleep together? What, everything, and then all those kind of things. And then we talked, like we you know, like we talked about everything. Which means this girl, like from that day,
she knows how her boyfriend is. So she just
and then after telling me everything, after the guy calling, and then she will say like this, right? Everything. And other time, the guy was like, okay, let me even lie to her that you are pregnant and what, and he did that. And you know, when you're in love with someone, you be like, hey, okay, at least,
women do it,
and then I was like,
women take their husband's children and take care of them.
Yes, and then you know, like, I don't. He went somewhere, and then I realized it was all a lie. He was now staying with that girl.
Okay.
Together in the same apartment, same house, everything, right? You say you don't walk away sometimes.
Okay.
That girl even told me that, did he tell you that he comes to my place, everything, he can stay here, everything.
She knew.
Which means I know that obviously they're sleeping together. It's the same thing knowing, like, you understand? It's the same thing like seeing someone, like sleeping with someone. Because obviously by that you know they're sleeping together, they're doing everything together. As long as you let the person explain.
That's it. They're going to give you lies that will suck you back in the trap.
Yes. But after that, I was just like, no, I'm done.
No
like,
way.
Yeah,
that's what I say. The women are more like tolerating than the men, because women understand that. Oh, someone just say my boyfriend is likes to cheat. He likes womanizing. So then she feels she's the main chick, and then he has side chicks, so she doesn't care about it. But then it was for the man. It would be like,
if you love someone enough. If you really love someone, like how do you end up with someone with this side?
Exactly my person. And do you know one thing?
I don't believe that one person can love two people
at the same time.
How is that possible? I don't know. Maybe it is.
It's not possible.
I feel like we are living in an era where everyone thinks they are in love when they are infatuated.
Yes.
So, you know, the moment infatuation is like you're seeing this, you like it. You're seeing this, you like it. You're seeing this, you like it. It's like you're doing your shopping, right? But you don't really know what you want. So, at the end of the day, you just need to I don't know. It's so difficult to vet if someone is infatuated by you or they're literally in love with you.
Yeah, it really confuses. I swear.
You don't even know. Like even you yourself, you don't even know. Like if I'm infatuated or I love this.
You're confused. I think it's about you have to know yourself first. And then know what you want.
I would say to someone, okay, it's better for you to put the pros and cons, but sometimes it's not easy.
Where do you get the time to write down the
pros and cons? You get the time to get serious about it.
I always feel like, let me tell you what I feel like when it comes to relationships, and I feel like someone you're gonna end up settling with. I always feel like you should not let your guards up. You should let your guards down, because I've just realized that sometimes your future boyfriend or your future husband is there waiting for you, or he's someone you've dated before, or he's someone amongst your friends, stuff like that. So you should just let your guards down. That's what I feel like this time. Like, don't be like, oh, he's my friend, I can friend zone him, so we're not gonna date. No, that's not the thing. Sometimes just, relax.
She brought something in. She's saying friend zone. So some of the ladies do that when they become like more like accustomed to a particular gentleman. You see that somebody who's like close to you, you can share everything. But then you see the moment relationship and then love sets in, there's a whole realm of like being possession, jealousy, and that can break your friendship.
Yes.
That's why some women just decide to friend zone some people if possible.
But I don't know, maybe there are people like you can friend zone someone and you last like 5 months, 6 months, and you don't get to a point where you start loving the person.
Okay. You can love the person and still friend zone the person.
Like doing everything with someone,
but
you spend time together, and like every day you spend time together, like as if you're in a relationship. And you still like, we are still friends.
You become,
Let me tell you that I personally, let me tell you what I think. the moment you see someone, you should be able to tell, like, how do I feel towards this person. There's no thing like, okay, I feel like I like this person and we're going to be friends for 6 months and probably by the time as estimating things. No, I don't believe like that. I feel like when I look at someone, when I look at a guy, I should be able to tell, like, oh, this is not going to end well. This is probably going to end up in you. I feel like you should trust you should always trust your intuition.
Sometimes intuitions are wrong. Sometimes the person just texts, the person just showing you.
Let me tell you.
And people maybe they change.
This is the problem. Okay, exactly. Wait, let me tell you. I understand everything that you're saying, and it is in human nature that with time they get to reveal who they really are, right? But I'm telling you that with the first impression, let me tell you, for me, I can tell that, okay, I like this guy, Mr. Joe. I like when I look at them, I'm like, oh, Mr. Joe, I like his legs, I like his abs, like even when he's in a t-shirt,
I can see like muscles.
Okay,
very important.
No, I'm just giving it an analog, So I say, you look at Mr. Joe, you be like, okay, I like Mr. Joe, his legs and stuff like that. The moment he opens his mouth, I can literally tell that me and this person,
I'm not going to.
We are going to have a conversation. Let me tell you, first impressions always count, and your intuition always makes sense. So don't ignore these things when you start talking to someone. I want to tell you how I met my boy. I like using him because we have dated before, broke up. Things like that, you know, up and down, you know, with all those crazy scenarios in them. So the first time I saw him, I was in high school, right? So when I saw him, he was with his girlfriend.
Okay.
And I was single that time. And then his girlfriend introduced him to me, right?
Oh, did you snatch someone?
No, I didn't snatch. His girlfriend introduced him to me, so I was learning in a different school, and then there's church schools, like Catholic schools, Anglican schools. So me and him were in an Anglican school, but his girlfriend were in Anglican schools, but his girlfriend was in a Catholic school. So I told him, oh, tomorrow there's a choir practice in your school, I'm coming. I wasn't even going to go for that choir practice. I literally lied. I was just like, oh, I'm gonna come, right? So with how he responded was like, oh really? That's cool. So he was wearing shades. He removed them. He's like, oh really? Are you sure? And I said, then he was like, I'll see you tomorrow. I could literally tell with that I'll see you tomorrow that these things that I'm going to end.
And then you have to be psychic.
It's not like
pretend. You might never know.
Oh, you can literally tell. Let me tell you, it's just like you're walking in the corridor. The way someone is gonna drag you with your hand, like, oh, let's go. You're literally going to tell. You can tell. The fact that there is contact, you can tell. I'm telling you, you can tell.
My baby wants to add up. You're okay.
It's literally true. You can tell.
I don't think.
But sometimes you can think for someone and
it might not be
even like thinking that.
It's not like you are thinking.
Do you know there are some guys who are just the
Not
way
just
they just touch,
emotional
the guys who are just touch, and the way they just touch,
behave.
Maybe you might think that maybe it's not even his mind is not even there. Like to him, he just
wants to be friendly. Some people are just friendly
and touch you.
You know, like some people they are just like that. It's not good.
Emotional.
It's not good. You must not think that maybe they're interested or something.
Oh no, I'm not saying I would think that they are interested. I am saying my intuition should tell me that if I'm going to relate to this person, things are not going to end well or things are going to end well. I'm not saying that you'll be assuming like, oh, this person likes me and stuff. No, it's about me, how I'm feeling. Exactly. So you can't really tell like how do they feel and stuff unless they tell you. But with you can be like, okay, if I look at Joe, okay, Joe, I like Joe. And I feel like if I'm going to end up relating with Joe, and do you know that we are the key to the conversation most of the time? The moment someone starts talking to you,
the way you respond
can literally drive them to express what they're really feeling. Exactly. So that's the point. That's my point. That's what I think.
Yeah, but then I also think people can pretend to get what they want.
Yeah,
Like
it's
the
true.
first impression counts, but sometimes I believe there has to be a follow-up afterthought. Do you get it? Because people are all posh. I mean, you can have excellent intellectual. I like intellectual conversation. Like you can't come and sit before me and just start talking about girls. It just doesn't work with my psyche. Like I like intellectual conversation, like aspirations, goals, what happened today, news. Those things get me excited about a man. Like I think there's more to you than just the ordinary girl shade stuff. You get it? Yeah. So people can come up. Maybe the person has studied you. Some men really do understudy women. You know, when I was doing my first, a lot of guys do, a lot of Ghanaian guys, they really understudy the woman, and then they know what you like. They ask your friends, best friends, classmates, they know what you like. So when
it's
they
just
come
like,
up,
a guy you meet
impression.
today, you decide like, okay, we are now
Yeah, so
today, and tomorrow is already starting to touch. Like,
okay, that's too much.
Yes, that person. That has to tell you that no, it has to take a process.
There are people who actually like take their time. That's what I'm saying. You can never tell.
But some people like that are also dangerous.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. People actually plan to like want to be with you, so they understand. You ask your friends, your best friends,
but they are also
siblings, and all. Yes,
maybe it's just trying to find a way to get to
you. To get to you.
Later.
Yes. Okay, so then there's also another issue with understanding your partner. You see something, they said women speak, but the men don't hear or listen, if I should put it in that way. Because I might be communicating something, but he might be thinking another way, like maybe with doing dishes. Like I prefer you to just put your dishes in the sink and just do it. You don't leave your dishes overnight. And then if you keep telling me, you might feel you are being controlling or you are being nagging. But that's not the situation.
Sometimes we should compromise.
Okay. Just to meet up with your just to bring peace in the relationship. Okay. So how do you deal with how that inability to understand each other affects your relationship?
I feel okay. If you just don't understand the person that you're dating, then it means there's definitely going to be difficult.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then also there are also with priorities. You see, how does making your partner a priority or not making him a priority affect your relationship? But there are partners who say they have best friends outside their relationship. And like I said earlier, I don't believe in you having a best friend outside your relationship. That makes sense to me. Yes. Then you go and deal with your best friend, because then you're not putting me as a priority.
Okay, but
she's going to be your priority.
No, but if I'm dating you, I'm supposed to be your priority when it comes your first priority when it comes to friends and whatnot.
I really get that, but you're also the same person that said you should also have a life aside from your relationship. Yes. So there was a best friend before you, and you need to understand that that person was there before you, right? So it doesn't necessarily mean that this person is a priority, but the fact that they are my best friend, I just can't cut. It's a red flag to cut some friends out just because you're my
and sometimes I think it just depends
how the person
what's the thing, what's there. Why?
So you are my new friend when you're my boyfriend. You become my best friend, my everything. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to replace the people that were in
because
my life.
there's something that I can't talk to you about. Yes, but I feel free. But it doesn't mean that you're not a priority or
it depends on how the person relates with that best friend. I'm not saying cut the person out of your life, but then there are some things, then it turns to emotional cheating. There are some things they can express with that best friend they wouldn't be able to express with you. But we are dating, we can talk about anything. That's the security, that's the trust there. Of course, there's sometimes you want to do your guy stuff or you want to do something else, so I don't come in, and then the other person, you might need a best friend or you want the best friend. That's okay with me. But not in the case where like everything has to go through a best friend for approval of some sort.
Exactly. That doesn't make sense. That one even feels like you're lacking trust in the person. The moment your best friend always has to come in. Yeah, that's really a problem.
Yes. And then they even spend more time with the best friend than you. You might be in the same room, they will not talk to you, pick a phone and talk to the best friend and leave you out of so then you would feel bad or you will feel inadequate in a way. So then also, you see, people also that's with the high expectations, you see. People see people and then they expect them to be all that. But I feel the person is human. So then you should not like depend on the person. I meet a man, you're like, oh, I want a man who is loving, caring. They only look for the good side, but he's human. He might have a bit of flaws, so you must to come in and then shape it up. So how do you deal with high expectations? How do you think high expectations affect your relationship? Negatively? Okay.
And I also think like the thing with high expectations, what are you expecting someone to do the most for you? What are you bringing to the table?
Okay.
So it's you shouldn't really highly expect something out of someone. What are you bringing to the table? And the moment you start having high expectations, like I need them to buy me Louis Vuitton, I need them to do that.
When someone comes and the person can do that for you, you end up leaving someone you love because of that, and it doesn't make sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
So you don't have to
expect
someone.
Besides, when you are dating someone, I think you can literally tell that this person, I think, well, this is what I expect. That's why there's a dating phase in a relationship. You literally can tell, like, I'm not going to highly expect something out of this person because this is the kind of person that he is.
Okay. But then sometimes there has to be standards. Of course, my standards have to be met in order not to. But then the high expectations is going to be wrong. We're going to put a lot of pressure on the other spouse, which will affect the relationship negatively, because there will be no communication, there will be no affection and all that. So then that also comes with certain people set unrealistic goals, like I said, pros and cons. Remember the long list, 6 foot, 6 figures salary. They want somebody who is tall, white, black, muscle, 6-pack, all that. I mean, that's quite unrealistic in a relationship. If you set that goal, then there was a joke that someone was like,
when you say you want a slim girl, when you get married to that person, and
she starts to
and then
that's it. So then I don't think, so then I was asking, how does this, some people set these unrealistic ideas, like you're saying, like when you meet me initially, I'm all dressed up, makeup and all that, but then sometimes,
when you wake up,
when you wake up, it's a whole different look. I wouldn't have the hair, I wouldn't have the makeup and all that.
It's gone.
So then you have to make do with that. So then there's also lack of appreciation. Some people also show appreciation in relationships, and then I believe that also affects the relationship negatively. So how do you feel? You can just share your life views and then we can wrap it up.
I personally feel like appreciation, right? I feel like when I feel like I'm looking pang, the first person I should hear it from besides my friends or my roommate. At least when I call my boyfriend and be like, hi babe, I'm expecting, oh damn, something like that. It's not like highly expecting something, like I'm not expecting the comment exactly, but he should tell me, right? Or when I do a little something, they're just some little
even
things,
if it's small,
very small.
When you say it and when you say it, like it's totally different.
Yes,
the feeling
exactly.
is just different.
You know, I once had a boyfriend who, on his birthday, like that time I wasn't working, I was like so broke, and then I didn't buy much. I just bought like just a small. It's different from like every other time when your things are in your money is in order. You get like a lot of stuff. That time I just got a little something, and the fact that he just said, "Oh, thank you," and
be a donut,
you know, exactly something like that.
But
it's funny what I went with it saying, "Oh, this is your birthday gift, happy birthday," and I got a gift full. Getting him a birthday gift. So I was like, okay, this is just too much, and I just had to do more. So the moment you realize that someone even appreciates even the little things that you do, it gives you more edge. It pushes you to do more. So the moment someone lacks appreciation,
you just don't feel need to put the extra work. Okay, so today has been our episode. I mean, I think you've learned quite a lot from our queens over here. That relationships, I mean, it's a lot of work. Like somebody was saying, you study in the university for a degree. That doesn't mean you should work at your relationship. You should know you are two people coming from two different backgrounds. So then you meet together, you have to compromise, you have to learn, you have to adjust, you have to love, you have to forgive, you have to support. But then your standards also have to be met. So basically, this has been our show for today. We thank you for being with us. We're so proud of you. We love you guys. Then we want you to also like and share to our channel. You can also leave your comments in the comment section. I mean, you can see we have some relationship experts here. If you have any questions, you can just bring on board. We can discuss, give your ideas, and see how best we can help you. We thank you. This has been our show for the day. We love you. So our ladies, do you want to give last words to our people? Any shout out? Of course, they love you. So we love you. Stay blessed. Enjoy your weekend. Bye.
Bye.